It's time for today's travel and cruise industry news. With the latest from travel and cruises around the world, here's your host, Chillie Falls.
Good morning. Welcome to Travel and Cruise Industry News on this, the 21st day of August, 2021. Coming to you from Forest in Bedford County. That's in Central Virginia, right outside of Lynchburg. And boy, do we have a lot of stuff to cover this morning. Hurricane Grace makes its second landfall. Hurricane Henri is bearing down on Emily up there in New York and, of course, Long Island. The CDC cracks down on me and a bunch of others like me. Wonders of the Seas sea trials are underway. Oasis of the Seas test cruise from New Jersey goes off later today. News on the Disney Wish. And a new airline. So we got a lot to cover, a lot of stuff to talk about. The first thing is, of course, Hurricane Grace. You know, she made her second landfall in Mexico yesterday. Turned out to be a lot more than we kind of had expected. But her second landfall was south of Tuxpan on the eastern coast of Mexico. Grace is moving further inland over eastern Mexico with strong winds, heavy rains, and spreading across portions of the interior of Mexico currently. She's about 60 miles east-northeast of Mexico City. Sustained winds are about 90 miles an hour, moving west-southwest at 14. Pressure's 980 on the millibars. I tried to get a hold of our friend Carlos down there this morning to make sure he was okay. I haven't heard back from him yet. But Grace will continue to move further inland and reach central Mexico later today. Now, meanwhile, let's see. We got to come back over here now. Meanwhile, put the map up. We got Henri. Now, it's still currently a tropical storm unless, and just in the last couple minutes, it has changed, and I have not checked on it in the last half an hour or so. So let me do that right now while I got you handy. Henri is hurricane. It has just been reclassified as a hurricane. So we changed the story a little bit because Henri is now a hurricane as it moves northeastward. Most likely landfall is somewhere along Long Island tomorrow. Hurricane watch, which was east of Westport, Massachusetts, has been discontinued, and that included Martha's Vineyard and Nantucket. So they've decided it's going to be much closer toward New York City than toward Boston with the landfall. The storm trackers were flying in and out and around it all morning this morning, which is why we're kind of waiting for the latest on what she's doing. The current sustained wind speeds are 75 miles an hour. Pressure is 991 millibars. Let's see if they're giving us any difference in location. Now, they're still saying that's 180 miles east-southeast of Cape Hatteras, 465 miles south of Montauk Point, New York. So that has updated again in the last few minutes as well. A northward to northeastward motion is expected today, with a turn toward the northwest expected late today or tonight. On the forecast track, Henri is expected to make landfall in Long Island or southern New England on Sunday. So, CDC is at it again. This came out late yesterday afternoon. CDC has updated its cruise ship travel notice for travelers at high risk for COVID to avoid all cruise ship travel. The update impacts all U.S. cruise operations. The CDC updated its cruise travel notice yesterday, which impacts travelers who are more at risk of catching severe illness regardless of vaccination status. Basically, they say the people with an increased risk of severe illness should also avoid travel on cruise ships, including river cruises, regardless of the status. Now, there's a whole bunch of things that they're recommended. I'm not going to go through all of it, but the CDC has recommended that people who are not fully vaccinated avoid travel on cruise ships, including river cruises worldwide. People with an increased risk of severe illness should also avoid travel on cruise ships, including river cruises, regardless of status. People who decide to go on a cruise should, 1, get tested 1 to 3 days before their trip, 3 to 5 days after their trip, regardless of the status. And people on cruise ships should wear a mask to keep their nose and mouth covered when in shared spaces. The CDC's mask order is not being enforced on cruise ships. Individual cruise lines may require travelers, passengers, and crew to wear a mask indoors on board the ship. So, not any real surprises there, and there's not anything that most of the cruise lines aren't already doing with that. Here's where the problem comes in. The people with certain underlying medical conditions include those who are older, those who are overweight, those with COPD or have had cancer, and those who have ever smoked are all in that list of high-risk category. I mean, there's a bunch of other things, but I mean, those are the ones that ticked off just slapped me in the face. The CDC that those who are more at risk may need to be hospitalized, intensive care, and a ventilator to help breathe. A lot of this comes as the Delta variant is a cause of concern and continues to spread. Wow. I mean, that's everything is wrong with me. It says, don't cruise. No. Unfortunately, Dr. Robinski was not available for comment this morning. I wonder why. All right, Wonder of the Seas. Yeah, this is going to be the largest ship in the world when it sails. World's largest ship begins sea trials. Royal Caribbean's Wonder of the Sea is a major step closer to completion. This Oasis class vessel set out today on a 4-day sea trial from Chartiers d'Atlantique shipyard in France. And she will see 7 dozen tests before being done. And those tests are stuff on the ship's system to evaluate things like stability, speed, fuel consumption, and vibration. Teams from the shipyard, vendors, and others will be on board to conduct and evaluate the tests. When we see Wonder of the Seas in the spring, she's going to display Symphony of the Seas as the largest. She'll weigh out about 230,000 gross tons, hold 6,800 passengers and 2,400 crew members. And that is approximately 100 more staterooms than the current record. So that's Wonder of the Seas. All right, Anthem of the Seas. I mean, not Anthem of the Seas, Oasis of the Seas. Sorry about that. Oasis of the Seas is in Bayonne, that's in New Jersey, ahead of her test cruise, which will sail, I believe it's this afternoon. The Oasis class ship will be the first cruise ship to set sail from New Jersey's Cape Liberty cruise port after the pandemic. The first cruise with paying guests for Oasis of the Seas is a 7-night cruise out of Cape Liberty on September the 5th. So that puts a step closer for Oasis. All right. The Disney Wish. This was a pretty cool story, folks. Disney Cruise Line has announced that it's taken classic storyteller into an all-new realm aboard Disney Wish with the debut of an interactive experience called Disney Uncharted Adventure. Combining technology and imagination, Disney Uncharted Adventure will take passengers on a multi-dimensional voyage into the worlds of Disney and Pixar characters. Designed for families to play together, the experience will be a new way to explore the Disney ship. Now, sadly, we aren't sure yet how Disney's going to deal with the new Bahamas regulations. I'm hopeful that they'll try to hit the middle ground, follow the guidelines for 12 and older, and allow the kids under 12 to sail and experience what I think is going to be an awesome experience for the kids. So this is something that some of you, especially some of you folks that aren't supposed to cruise like me, that have grandkids, the grandkids might really like that too. So, of course, in case you were in a total fog yesterday, ships will not be able to dock at any port in the Bahamas, including cruise line private islands, unless all eligible guests are fully vaccinated. Aside from children that are too young, the other exception will include those who cannot receive the vaccine due to medical reasons. Now, I'm not entirely sure, folks, that I would want to kick off an airline right now. But these people are doing it. In the midst of a Delta variant, Volo Airlines has officially announced the initial routes from its base from Connecticut's Tweed New Haven Airport. I did not know that was the name. Tweed New Haven Airport. Using the Boeing 737, the airline plans on flying to 4 cities in Florida starting in November. This puts the airline's launch just in time for the busy Thanksgiving and Christmas holiday season and perfectly positioned for travelers looking for a low-cost way to get to sunny Florida. Starting November 3rd, Volo will offer service to Orlando, Fort Lauderdale, Tampa, and Fort Myers. So that's Volo Airs. All right. Let's go over and see who's with us and how many mistakes I've made. I'm sure somebody will point them out. All right. Gretchen's here. Hey, Gretchen. Carol's with us. Hi, Carol. Good to see you again. Cindy's with us. Sunny Florida. Sunny, hot Florida, I imagine, again today. Nikki's with us down in Jacksonville. Katie's here. She's down in, where are you, Katie? Orlando? Yeah, I think Orlando. Katie's sister is getting ready to meet Henri. Yes. As is Emily. Seems like the CDC is cracking down on everyone, especially those over 50 with any kind of problems. Yeah, man. Everything I got wrong with me is on their damn list. So they jumped on me hard. I'd still go if I could. Henri is headed toward me in Rhode Island. Yep, Amy, I knew that you're gonna deal with that one as well. Cindy's north of Tampa and Hudson, Florida, on the West Coast. Okay. Looks like you're not too far from Tony. Alila Loca. Tony lives in the town next to her, Cindy says. That's cool. I like Tony. I enjoy Tony quite a bit. I try to follow him as much as I can. Amy says, I'm older and I'm overweight, and as long as my doctor has no objections, I'm still going to cruise. I feel safer on a cruise ship than in my grocery store or local Walmart. Isn't that the truth? Jason says, audio is a little off today. Oops, sorry about that. I'm not sure. I'm I'm not showing it. 58 more days, Jason says. Cindy says they booked their excursions. It's getting real. Spirit probably renaming their planes a Volo. Yeah, that's a good one. Could be. Nikki says, hope your sister stays safe, Katie. And Amy, hope Henri misses you. Yeah, that's definitely, guys. You guys stay awake. Watch what's going to happen up there. What's it been 30 years since a hurricane landed in that part of the world? So you guys be aware. I have no idea what we're going to do on Cruise Amigos tomorrow. Been trying to get, and as has John, been trying to get an insurance company to come on and talk about travel insurance, which I wanted to get either on the Cruise Amigos or on this show. I wanted to chat with Emma. Emma and I are going to get together Monday afternoon, and I'll probably either post a video with Emma or use segments on this show or both. I've got a couple of requests out for people for tomorrow that have not gotten back to me yet. So not sure what we're going to do on the Cruise Amigos tomorrow. And maybe we'll just sit back and watch Henri heading for Amy and Emily. Maybe we'll do that too. So that's going to wrap me up for the day, guys. As always, stay safe. I'll see everybody back here, same time, same channel on Monday. You guys have a great weekend. This is the old fat travel guy. That's what CDC calls me, old fat travel guy. Later, y'all.
I regularly post videos on all facets of the travel and cruise industry. So if you like to keep up with the latest in cruise ships, ports of call, cruises themselves, Chillie chats, and travel and cruise industry news, just hit the little subscribe button in the lower right-hand corner, hit the bell notification so you'll be notified when a new video is up or we go live. This video was produced by Chillie's Cruises.